J.O. my bike. I was recently watching an old video of mine about the various things I wanted to see in JSR 3. I've been nostalgically going back through older videos on the channel for obvious reasons, and I thought, since BRC is essentially Jet Set Radio 3, why don't I just compare my list and see if it satisfied any of those desires? As you can see, a lot of those things have taken form within BRC, more or less, but a lot of things either haven't or have yet to be seen. So I've decided to make a spiritual successor to my old video with the 8 things I like to see in BRC.
Original levels.
Yepers, this is a big one. The earliest stage shown seemed to be heavily over-inspired by Dogonzaka Hill, and then the next one shown off was basically Shibuya Terminal. I guess if the game is set in a fictitious area that is Tokyo but isn't really Tokyo, then okay. But JSR was set in Tokyo because that's where the developers are from. I know Tokyo and Japan are all around cool, but I would like to see a more positive future take on the Netherlands, especially since I know absolutely nothing about it. This all being said, I am aware that there's an entire underground, mall, night district, and mysterious shipping container area that we know nothing about yet. I'm pretty sure I won't have to cross my fingers too hard for this one.
Lots of music.
Landing Hideki was a pretty big deal, especially in Lethal League Blaze, but I would really like to see lots more licensed tracks this time. Unlike LLB, I want this soundtrack to be big, and I mean like EA Sports big. A big game needs a big OST to go with it. Lethal League Blaze was much smaller in scale and had around 19 songs. JSRF had 30 in total, so I'm gonna set that as like my low bar. Oh yeah, and just like JSRF, I'd like to see lots of unexplored genres this time around. The boys of Team Reptile have a really good ear for finding those hidden bangers.
Lots to do.
Give me every excuse to search the nooks and crannies of this city by means of collectibles, challenges, Easter eggs, you name it. Now for those collectibles specifically, Tim didn't deconfirm them, but he did specify that the main goal is to find and hit those graffiti spots. That's kinda disappointing since I thought these letters that kept appearing in all the promotional pictures were something like, you know, the SKATE letters from Tony Hawk, but they turned out to be placeholders for save points and spawn points and graffiti marks. On another note, from what I've seen on the dev streams, we'll definitely be getting some dope Easter eggs. And in terms of game challenges, I, as well as many others, would love to see a basketball minigame against the Franks. Just imagine it. Take the journey with me. With b-ball in hand, you blast across the court while maneuvering around the Franks, and as they try to shove the ball out of your hands, you then perform a single flip and slam it in there. Or just grind up and slam it in there. Perfection. If I don't see that, at least, I'll be real disappointed.
Costumes and customization.
Oh yeah, at this point, I'm just rehashing stuff from my first video. Character customization is really important to me in games. It can be as little as alternate costumes to creating your own Rudy to take on the streets. It's already been confirmed that we'll have different outfits to pick from, but let's not stop at just the character. Nah, let's take out our phone too. Since our phone is our map and we whip it out anyway, let's see if we can get some skins for it, or better yet, design our own. We can load it up with a bunch of different ringtones and then play that as we receive emails. Ooh, and Hideki should compose them like he did with the grooves in JSR. This idea came to me a little after I found this channel called Ringtone Bangers. Oh yeah, you guys should definitely check it out. The name says it all. Graffiti. Custom graffiti is a must for a game like this. I mean, do I even have to say it? Even though I never made any custom tags in JSRF, I feel motivated to make my own here since all the graffiti we have so far only says bomb and rush. I get it, we're the bomb rush gang, so we spray bomb rush wherever we go. I get it, but it's still kind of lame. Especially since Dion said that to bomb or bum rush a place is just to hit it with graffiti aggressively, so doesn't our name literally just translate to graffiti gang? Like the GGs?
Cutscenes and character interaction.
Ever since I made my JSRF theory video, I've wanted a JSR style game with expressive characters that really bring their world to life. I want BRC to have that too. I want to hear these characters' voices, see how they interact with one another as well as their world. This is my biggest hope for this game. To have a memorable story that feels alive.
photo mode.
It would be a major disservice to not include one. For as lame as I think this trend is, I also think that this game is just way too damn pretty to not include it. Could you imagine missions where we're taking pictures of rival gang hideouts for intel, or pictures of secret locations to test out our knowledge of the streets? I'm really hoping that Team Reptile will make the most of our phone's capabilities.
Petting the dog.
Come on.
Cool cop encounters.
We've seen little to no police action so far. I'm really interested in how they're going to approach this, since the feds have been seen as a major annoyance and pace breaker in the JSR titles. I'm hoping that BRC will learn from those mistakes and introduce some fun ways to screw with the cops. From the looks of these rocket sentries, Team Reptile is definitely doing that. Now I know combat may be a bit too much to ask, but would it be cool if we could slash through a bunch of cops with graffiti? And if not that, we still have kicks as well as just boosting right through them. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is looking like it's going to blow every expectation out of the water. I do have some aesthetical nitpicks, and the Switch footage really doesn't do the game's performance justice. At least I hope it doesn't. Anyways, for the end of this video I was wondering, what are you guys looking forward to / what things are you hoping to be implemented in the BRC? And as always, thank you all for watching this Adam Sushi broadcast, and stay tuned.
Bonus stuff.
Hey guys, there's one last thing I wanted to include that I just couldn't properly segment into this video. So the dance system we've been shown so far seems to be loosely based off a canceled Team Reptile game called Beat Attack. The trailer for the game was deleted from their channel around the time of the original upload of the original BRC teaser. I'm not in the Team Reptile hideout, so if y'all could ask Tim for me, I'd really appreciate it. Also, I got a theory for you guys. What if the runner isn't human, right? Instead, what if his head is like a giant needle for a giant record player that's owned by that Beat lookalike dude with all the records on his arm, and he's going to use it for like a devil's contract kind of thing? I don't really want or am expecting the story to be just like a JSR story. I want it to be something new. But since they're taking a lot of inspiration from JSRF, obviously, I'm just making an assumption. Alright. For real this time, I know all the answers and more are going to be revealed when this game finally releases next year. Until then, see ya. Or not until then, I'll see you next time. Blah.